So I chanced upon a recent system of working with um, unintegrated or unaware parts of unconscious parts of ourselves. It's called internal family systems, and it's quite comparable to you know Jungian uh, Jungian work with Jung's approach to working with complexes, and and then there's subpersonalities. And also it's also called parts work. Um, and this is fascinating because this intuitively occurred to me when I read Lionel Corbett's book. What was it called? Religious Function of the Psyche, I think it was. And the religious function of the psyche, yes. And so, and in this book, he talked about the self as being this complex. I forget the term he used, but there's like, what I got from that was basically that we we are everything we see around us. We parts of ourselves that we have not yet integrated, uh, tends to go out into the world like a web, and it gets constellated. You sort of throw these invisible darts out onto people, and all the people in your environment are holding your psyche um, together. And so and you cannot ever know them truly until you identify and become aware of that part of you that you have projected onto them. So, and once you take back, and you can even look at it from a shamanic perspective, that once you take back that part that you have deposited onto them, it's like a pigeon pooping on everywhere. It's like, so once you take that back, you have more energy. You have liberated that part of you, and you no longer need somebody else to carry that aspect of yourself. And once you own that, then you have so much more freedom uh, to play in the world. You have more vitality, more energy. You are just a more full-bodied person, more holy, more whole. Because you have taken and become aware of that lost, that part of you which is lost to you. And it's about it. And you hear words like reclaiming yourself, or becoming more whole and more integrated and more and all that makes so much sense to me, because you're reclaiming those lost pieces of yourself. And it's like putting together a puzzle. And the interesting thing, I think, is you are as magnificent, as expansive as you can be. It's maybe as time goes on, this is my imagination, this is where I'm sort of letting it run a little bit, is that maybe you are infinite, infinite, and you're always reclaiming. You're always like as you identify with everything you see in others in the world, and you take that back, and you take it back, and you take it back, and you take it back. It's like this journey of just growth and expansion. And then as you expand and grow, you realize you are infinite. And you flow more. You have less resistance, because you are not always bumping up against yourself with each person, or with each event or whatever. So I find that I think anytime you do parts work, subpersonality work, working with your complexes. It's powerful stuff. It's like it's basically your it's a process of liberation. And that you hear such things from teachers, as like, the day you see yourself in the murderer, in the in the pedophile, in the thief, in the in the sinner, when you can see through that, then that's the day you are you have fully integrated everything, and you are not repulsed. You don't have any agitative kind of you don't have any reactivity. Instead, you are more available, and you are less resistant, and so you flow more, and you are more. And then you're quite free. You're quite free. And so you often see in society like very large polarities. It's like you have the criminal on one hand, and then you have the people who are on the other side of the fence. I'm not talking about the Buddha, okay? I'm talking about the victim and the perpetrator. The people who are in this sort of seesaw relationship. One is on this hand, and the other is sitting over here, and you need one to make the other move. you know this guy needs the victim needs the perpetrator. As long as you do not see this, you do not see the perpetrator in you, and the perpetrator does not see the victim in himself or herself, there is no way they can meet or see each other with compassion and understanding. Or even they cannot see themselves with compassion or understanding, and therefore they will continue to be caught in this cycle, this imbalance, and in this sort of you know toxic cycle, which is not of benefit to the world at all. So you find extreme things like corporations gone wild, and then you have all the unemployed, the homeless, that so the sickness that is at the individual level gets manifested in a global level. And we need to heal those parts in ourselves, otherwise we cannot think of um, you cannot be understanding if you cannot see the sickness in yourself. What is it within you that is sick and not identified, and is still in the dark, is in the shadows? So yeah, I just wanted to offer that. I haven't, I've personally I haven't done too much extensive work with my parts, but it's a journey after all, and it takes time, and it's also a lot of experimentation, different modalities, different, and also awareness, as you go through life and you have experiences, you sort of uncover more aspects of yourself that you did not, were not conscious of. So yeah, just look up some resources that I want to offer. I personally have never tried internal family systems, but it seems to me a very effective model. So you can look up like selfleadership.org. The other thing you could look up, yeah, anyone who's aware of subpersonality work and complexes, things like that. And this is not I think exclusive to, everybody has something that is still unrealized within them, that is not yet conscious of itself. Everybody has these unrecognized parts, and that is often what keeps us from having more uh, enjoyable, more free lives. So it's really worth taking a look at, what parts within you that are not yet, that haven't seen the light of day. So it can benefit anyone, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so good luck with your freedom, with your journey on self-discovery.